Good morning, how are you doing? I've come into central London today to do some street photography, but I also wanted to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the Fuji X100T and what I think about it with regards to just normal photography, but also street photography in particular. So if you're thinking of purchasing this camera, keep watching. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the design of this camera. Fuji have made what many people consider a retro style camera. But in my opinion, none of the design features of this camera are there for nostalgic effect. Every single dial and switch on this has a very clearly laid out purpose, and all of these functions are there to make the process of taking a photo as simple as possible. Now, the X100T is not the smallest of cameras. You can still buy point and shoot cameras like the one I'm filming on now. The only problem with those is that the compromise you make for a smaller camera is lots of tiny dials, or all the settings that you need to change to have control of your camera are deep in menus in the back of the camera. So it can be very fiddly and time consuming to make any changes to the settings. Now, the advantage of the slightly bigger size of the X100T is that we have manual dials to change the shutter speed, the aperture, and the exposure compensation. Having those dials on the camera makes everything a lot quicker to change when you're taking photos. Also, if you're just getting started in photography, I think having the dials makes it a lot easier to understand how the changes you're doing are affecting the photos you're taking. Now, the second excellent design feature about this camera is the viewfinder here. So here you can see the optical viewfinder. This is straight through the glass of the viewfinder, and you can see the frame lines there and all of the information below and on the side about the settings that you have. Another fun feature they've added to this is this little pop-up electronic window here, and that's a mini electronic viewfinder to show you whether you've got the focus bang on when you're taking a photo. Now, it's down to preference, but the mode that I prefer to shoot in is the electronic viewfinder, which is like this. This shows you an electronic version of the photo you're taking. So this is exactly as it will look when you press that shutter button. Now, okay, this may not be entirely necessary, but it just makes using the camera much more enjoyable to have different options in how you take your photos. Now, the most important thing to talk about regarding this camera is the performance. Now, the image quality that this camera produces is absolutely fantastic. Despite its size, the quality of the photos is really up there with big digital SLR cameras. And for me, the added bulk of those cameras is enough for me to not bother taking it around. If I'm going to carry a camera every day, I want to have top-notch quality, but a smaller camera. And this camera fits that bill perfectly. So in short, in an age where your laptop needs changing every few years, your phone battery dies after a year, Fuji have created a camera which bypasses the modern need to replace your electronics every couple of years. They've created a rugged and robust camera that makes you want to use it. And that is why I'm going to keep using this for a long time. Anyway, that's enough about cameras, so I'm going to take some photos now. If you see my other vlogs, you'll know that I can never resist taking photos of a classic car like that. to head home now. I'm back home now. I'm going to end the vlog here. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you haven't done already, please check out my blog. The link is below. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. There'll be lots more exciting videos on the way. Thanks very much. See you next time.
Green dolphin street, supply the setting. Green dolphin street, supply the setting. Green dolphin street, supply the setting. Dolphin street.